It happened in less than a minute. The moment Daniel Cross raised his hand and struck the old man, the entire street went silent. No one spoke. No one moved. But destiny was already preparing a lesson that would bring the proud millionaire to his knees, before the very man he had insulted. Daniel Cross was 41, owner of a booming software firm in Savannah, known everywhere for his money and even more for his arrogance. He loved the way people stared when he stepped out of his midnight blue Lamborghini Huracan, loved how waiters rushed to hold the door for him, loved how people whispered his name like he was untouchable. On a bright Saturday morning, he parked right outside a bakery he often visited. His designer suit, his polished watch, his confident walk, all of it screamed power. He enjoyed that. But a few feet away, an elderly man carefully swept the sidewalk. His name was Harold Gray, a 76-year-old widower who had once worked as a furniture maker until illness drained his savings. His back was bent, hands trembling, but he worked with quiet dignity. As Daniel walked toward the bakery, Harold stumbled on a loose curb. Trying not to fall, he reached out to steady himself, and the tips of his fingers brushed the back of the Lamborghini. Barely a touch, a whisper of contact. But to Daniel, it felt like an unforgivable crime. He spun around instantly. "What do you think you're doing?" he barked. Harold stepped back, confused and frightened. "Sir, I tripped. I didn't mean—" Daniel's temper exploded. "Don't touch what you can't even dream of owning." People nearby turned their heads. A couple paused mid-conversation. A teen pulled out his phone. Harold tried to explain again, voice shaking. It was an accident. But Daniel didn't want explanations. His pride demanded a show. He struck the old man across the cheek. A hollow, painful slap. Gasps spread through the crowd. Some stepped forward, some froze, and Harold simply lowered his eyes, holding his face. Not because he was weak, but because he was humble. "Stay away from my car," Daniel growled before walking into the bakery, feeling satisfied with his display of dominance. But that feeling lasted only minutes. Not even 5 minutes later, a bakery worker rushed inside, panic in her voice. "Sir, your car, there's smoke coming from under the hood." Daniel rushed out, heart punching his ribs. His Lamborghini was engulfed in thick gray smoke. A flicker of fire danced beneath the engine. People gathered, recording, whispering, watching. Daniel shouted, "Do something! Somebody call the fire department!" But no one stepped forward. Not one person. His own behavior had turned the crowd into stone. And then through the smoke, through the heat, the same old man Daniel had slapped. Harold Gray hurried toward the burning car. He grabbed the small plastic bucket he used for sweeping, filled it from a nearby drinking fountain, and began throwing water again and again onto the fire, coughing through the smoke but refusing to stop. A woman called out, "Why are you helping him?" Harold didn't turn back. "Because doing what's right doesn't depend on how someone treated you." Those words pierced Daniel deeper than any flame ever could. Firefighters arrived moments later and extinguished the fire. The Lamborghini's hood was ruined, the paint melted, the front end charred. Daniel's chest tightened. His precious car, his pride, nearly destroyed. But what shattered him wasn't the damage. It was Harold. The old man walked toward him slowly, wiping ash from his forehead. "I'm glad you're safe," he said softly. "Cars can be fixed. People can't." Daniel felt something burning inside him. Shame. Heavy, choking shame. His voice cracked. "You? You saved it. After what I did to you." Harold simply nodded. "Anger only harms the one who carries it." Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "Sir, I'm sorry. I was wrong. I shouldn't have hit you." Harold placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Learn from it." "That's enough for me." But Daniel shook his head. "No, everyone saw what I did. They should hear the truth too." He turned to the crowd, voice trembling but loud. "I acted like a man with no heart. Money blinded me. This man showed more strength and humanity than I ever have. I was wrong, completely wrong." A few people nodded. Someone began clapping. Soon others joined. Daniel insisted on taking Harold for a medical checkup and covered every expense. But he didn't stop there. Over the following weeks, he visited Harold often, fixing his broken porch, helping with bills, making sure he never had to sweep streets again. Harold didn't ask for anything, didn't expect anything. He only said one thing that Daniel never forgot. "Real wealth isn't the car you drive or the house you live in. It's the kindness you choose even when you don't have to. And on that silent street weeks earlier, an old man with trembling hands taught a wealthy man what true strength looked like. Compassion, forgiveness, and a clean heart.